Hi class, this is Dr. Scott with Business Department with your Week 5 homework help for BUS 1110 Business Math. Let me share my screen. Okay, let's get rid of this. What you see here are some drill problems from the book. Your assignment is to do 1 through 12. So I did 17 through 22 two different ways. The first way I'm going to show you is the way that the book shows you how to do it. And the second way is the way it's kind of a shortcut. Once you understand why things are the way they are, you may find the second way a little bit easier. So depending on how much you remember from your high school algebra classes, if you even had algebra in high school, not everyone did, you can use either of these two methods to do this type of work. So we are solving for the unknown. And the first equation we have is 7b equals 490. Now, if we wanted to say this a different way, we could say that 7 times b equals 490. And our book tells us that when we multiply, we obviously can also divide. So we know that 7 over 7, or 7 divided by 7, is 1. And that's how we get how we're ultimately going to solve for b. But we have to do it on both sides of the equation or it just won't work. So I've already done this. Okay, so 7b, or 7 times b, divided by 7 is the same as 490 divided by 7. And again, this is what the book tells you to do. So we know that 7 divided by 7 is 1, which just leaves this as b. And my calculator told me that 490 divided by 7 is 70. So that's how we do that one. This one looks more complicated, but it's not. It's just got a couple more steps. So again, we've got 7 times a minus 5. So we know that if we divide 7 times a minus 5 by 7, we'll be left with a minus 5. But since we've done that, we also have to do it to the other side of the equation, or it will no longer be a true statement. So that's what this looks like. 7 times a minus 5 divided by 7 equals, or is the same as, 63 divided by 7. So a minus 5 equals 9. Now, since we have the a minus 5, we can add 5 to each side of the equation to solve for a. If you wanted to add an extra step in here, you could. You could say that a equals 9 plus 5, but I just went ahead and solved both sides. So a equals 14. The next one is n over 9 equals 7. And once again, from previous weeks, we know that n over 9 is the same as n divided by 9. So n divided by 9 times 9 equals 7 times 9. Solve on each side. 9 divided by 9 is 1. So we have n, and then 7 times 9 is 63. So for this one, again, looks complicated, isn't. 18 times c minus 3 divided by 18 is the same as 162 divided by 18. And once again, we chose 18 because it's multiplied by the unknown. So since it's multiplied by the unknown, we know that we can also divide it by the unknown and the product, the answer, on both sides, and it will still be equal. So if we do the math, now we're left with c minus 3 equals 9. So then we take the extra step, or what will be the extra step when I show you the other method. Now there's no 30 there, sorry about that. So we've got minus 3, so we have to add 3 to both sides. So c minus 3, we can put this in parentheses if it makes it easier to look at. Minus 3 plus 3 equals 9 plus 3. So c minus 0 now, or c, equals 12, because 9 plus 3 is 12. And we've got more of the same. 9 times y minus 10 equals 53. And since 9 is the number that we are multiplying by the unknown, now we are going to divide it on both sides. Oh, that's not the way I did this one, but that's okay. We can do it either way. It comes out the exact same. So we've got minus 10, so we know if we add 10 to both sides, we're going to be fine. I did it one way this way and one way that way. I probably did that on purpose. I apologize for not remembering. So, okay, so we've got 9y minus 10 plus 10 equals 53 plus 10. And once again, we are adding what we subtracted from each side. Now, if we do the math on both sides, that leaves us with 9y equals 63. And once again, where I started with this and forgot that I flip-flopped it because it doesn't matter which order you do it in. Since we're multiplying y by the unknown, now we're dividing by 9 on each side. So 9 over 9 equals 1. So y equals 63 divided by 9, which if you know the rules of 9, you know that y equals 7. So now, last one doing it this method. We've got 7b plus 5 equals 26. And once again, we could either divide by 7 or subtract 5 to both sides. Let's see what I did. Oh, I subtracted 5, which is fine. You can do it either way. So 7b plus 5 equals 26 becomes 7b plus 5 minus 5 equals 26 minus 5. So we know that 5 minus 5 is 0, so we're left with 7b, and 26 minus 5 is 21, so 7b equals 21. Now we're going to divide each side by 7. So 1 over 1 times b is the same as 21 divided by 7, or 7 over 7b divided by, 7b over 7, sorry, is the same as 21 divided by 7. So we know that b equals 3. And we can run through here and just make sure that we're right on each of these, which I did. But feel free to go ahead and substitute 70 for b and multiply 7 times 70. It is 490. I checked all of these. 7 times 14 minus 5, or 7 times 9, is 63. N over 9, n is 63. 63 divided by 9 is 7. And we've got 18 times c minus 3 equals 62, with c being 12. 18 times 9 is 162. We have y as 7, so 7 times 9 is 63, minus 10 is 53. Then here in this last one, we have b equals 3, so 21 plus 5 is indeed 26. Now that's the way the book showed you how to do it. When I first looked at these, the very first time I taught this class, I thought, that's not the way I learned how to do it. And it's not. I learned how to do this by rearranging the equations. Either way is fine. Both work. So if this way that I just showed you makes perfect sense to you, feel free to stop watching. If you're thinking, I kind of remember doing this in high school and that's not the way we did it, keep watching. I'll show you. So by rearranging the equation, we know that 7b equals 490 is the same as b equals 490 over 7. And it's the same principle. We're just taking the multiplier here and dividing it into the solution to the equation. So we now have 490 over 7, or divided by 7, equals b. And the answer to that problem is 70 equals b. Same as we got here, just a different school of thought. So now we have, once again, 7 times a minus 5 equals 63. So we know then that a minus 5 is equal to 63 over 7. (63 over 7 equals 9). So a minus 5 equals 9. And now we can rearrange this equation just like we did up here. Yeah, up here. And say that a equals 9 plus 5. Because we do the opposite function on the other side of the equal sign when we rearrange. So a equals 9 plus 5, a equals 14. A equals 14 here, a equals 14 here. And if you multiply, or if you subtract 5 minus 14, you have 9. 7 times 9 is 63. So we're good. So now, once again, n over 9 equals 7. And we all know that n over 9 is the same as n divided by 9. So we know that n equals 7 times 9. Or 9 times 7, however you want to write it. And n still equals 63. So once again, if we put 63 here, 63 divided by 9 is 7. So we rearrange this equation. 18 times c minus 3 equals 62 is the same as c minus 3 equals 162 divided by 18. So 162 divided by 18 is 9. So we know that c minus 3 equals 9. So if c minus 3 equals 9, we know that c equals 9 plus 3. And we know that 9 plus 3 equals 12. C equals 12, C equals 12. 12 minus 3 is 9, times 18 is 162. So for this one, we've got 9y minus 10 equals 53, which we rearrange the equation. We know that y minus 10 equals 53 over 9. Or we can do it the other way. So we can do it that way, or we can rearrange it to be 53 plus 10 equals 9y. Again, there's not a right or a wrong way to do this. You can do it either way because you have to end up doing it anyway. So 63 equals 9y. So we know that y equals 63 over 9. And we know that 63 over 9, or divided by 9, is 7. 7 equals y equals 7. So this time we have 7b plus 5 equals 26. We can either subtract 5 from 26 and say that 7b equals 26 minus 5, or we can say b plus 5 equals 26 over 7. Let's see which way I went here. Okay, I said 26 minus 5 equals 7b, but either one would have worked. So now that leaves us with 21 equals 7b. And now we know that b equals 21 divided by 7, because we just rearranged the equation, which means that 3 equals b. 3 equals b, b equals 3. So you can use either way. You don't have to go in the order that I went. If you have an opportunity to add and subtract within equations, remember first, outer, inner, last, or FOIL is the way in which you solve these. And I hope this helps you. As always, if you have questions, allow your instructor to be your first line of defense. If your instructor is unavailable or unable to help you, please call me, or email me is probably the easiest. My email address is cscott@an.edu. And of course, if I happen to be teaching this class, by all means, just reach out to me directly. I hope this helps, and I hope you have a great week.